Good morning, gentlemen, and what a grand morning it is, too. We have just cause for celebration. Galloway and Phelps are sending another fiend to San Quentin. A nice showy trial, and he'll be strapped down with gas seeping into his tiny reptile brain. Now, to fresh business. Galloway and Phelps, the task is at hand. The address is on the hill, north downtown off Fremont Avenue.
Oi, gente boa, beleza? Aqui é o Kaique, voltamos com a nossa série aqui do NOIRE. Vamos continuar aqui de onde paramos no último vídeo. No último vídeo fizemos um caso lá bem intrigante que ainda não terminou essas suspeitas de morte de mulheres, né? Só morre mulher, cara, não morre homem não, só morre mulher, é muito estranho isso. E o Phelps está intrigado que toda vez tem um caso novo. Sempre eles prendem o suspeito, mas sempre tem uma nova e mais outra mulher sendo morta, assassinada. Isso não é normal.
Fine morning indeed. We keep locking them up, but the bodies keep piling up.
Californians love a fad, Phelps. As long as the bricks hold up in San Quentin, there'll always be killers in this town.
First the letter, and now another body. Come on, you can't keep on telling me there's not a killer still out there.
You know, Phelps, all these arrests on your record are giving you a reputation. You don't want them turning into unsolved.
Getting a vicious killer off the streets is more important than my reputation.
Really?
And besides, landing a big fat marlin is more impressive than an ocean full of minnows.
The minnows make it the man, Phelps. You can't always hit home runs. Sometimes you just gotta make first base.
Detectives?
Phelps and Galloway, homicide.
Scene secure. The rest of the patrolmen are going door to door, canvassing for witnesses.
Thanks. Keep me informed.
Will do, Detective.
This looks awfully familiar.
I think that's the impression the boys from the Examiner took with them as well.
There's nothing original under the sun. Why should murder be any different?
What do we have so far?
Not much trace evidence to speak of. Storm blew in around 10 last night, and the rain washed most of it away.
And the body?
Looks like she was tipped out of an automobile from the tire tracks and superficial injuries. Strangled with a length of rope. And for my money, it's triple braid again.
Time of death?
From her temperature, maybe 2 a.m., but it was cold last night.
Usual head injuries.
Blunt force trauma. Knock him over the head, then strangle and mutilate. No message with this one.
At least she was left clothed.
I doubt very much he was concerned with her dignity.
The green silk dress is very distinctive. Any sign of her other shoe?
No. And no handbag or other personal effects.
Ok, vamos verificar. Vamos aqui. Beleza. Nossa, olha o pescoço.
There appears to be a dry cleaning label. Superior Laundry Services, F1363.
Temos que investigar. Beleza, vamos ver aqui o braço. Como sempre, né? Deve ter um anel. Oh, ela não tem um anel aqui não. Ó. Nesse dedo. Ela não era casada. Já podemos já suspeitar disso. Ela não era casada. Ó, não tinha anel nos dedos. Realmente só tinha isso. Não tem nada escrito no corpo. Beleza. Ok, vamos olhar outra pista aqui. É. Porque eu não quero analisar. Ah, tá.
No drag marks.
É, também a chuva limpou tudo.
Around, surveying the scene.
A chuva limpou tudo, não tem nem como, né? Olha. O cara tava com pressa, viu?
Our driver and our killer are most likely one and the same.
Ok, vamos telefonar ali para registro para ver o endereço da lavanderia. Se não viu a mulher antes, né?
Detectives, I've been working the houses across the street and up the block. This lady thinks she has something for us.
Detective Phelps, LAPD.
I'm Mrs. Barton, Catherine Barton. I live just across the way.
Ok, vamos entrevistá-la. 55 anos.
Did you see anyone around here last night?
Not last night, but yesterday, early evening, I saw that awful hobo.
Sem teto.
Do you have a description?
Tall, gaunt, horribly disfigured. I think he may have had an accident in the war. He's a very scary, angry man.
Any idea where we might find him?
One of the hobo camps around here. He's some kind of hobo leader. They all follow him around.
Thank you, ma'am. You've been a big help.
Of course. Anything I can do to help. I'd hate to think that something so ghastly could happen right here and nothing be done about it.
Bom, galera, em off eu tava jogando um pouquinho do jogo, né? E eu consegui desbloquear mais um traje, certo? Que era esse traje aqui, ó, que eu queria mostrar. Um dos melhores, na minha opinião, o melhor traje que tem a ver com o Phelps, tá? Que é esse aqui, ó, o detetive. Só que eu vou usar ele aqui quando a gente for promovido, tá? Eu não vou usar esse aqui por enquanto. Quando a gente for promovido, a gente usa o traje do detetive.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address on Superior Laundry Services.
Just a moment. Superior Laundry Services, 1260 West 1st Street.
Can you track down reports of hobo camps in the vicinity of Signal Hill?
Just a moment, Detective. There's a large camp under the bridge on Grand between Temple and Sunset.
Thanks, ma'am.
Ok, temos a localização do acampamento, da lavanderia, mas primeiro vamos lá na lavanderia, porque, né? Vamos ver qual o nome dessa mulher e onde ela mora.
You know the way.
Pra gente falar com o marido, se ela tiver um, né?
Where are we headed?
Eu acho que ela tem um marido sim, mas o anel não tá no dedo. Ela não usou o anel. Sei lá.
No message.
Excuse me?
There was no message.
Where?
On the Vic. The last bodies had something written on them. This one didn't.
I'm failing to follow.
Can't be the same guy, I'm saying, right? Before you start trying to link this to Maldonado and all the others.
There are more factors to consider than the messages, Rusty.
This doesn't fit your pattern, Cole. End of conversation. Understand?
Lavanderia Superior, 12h25 da tarde. E tá nublado lá. No jogo, né? Of course. Vamos lá.
At least the rain's change back into those white bucks.
Please, have this. Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. We're investigating a case, and one of your laundry labels came up. F1363.
If you give me a minute, I'll go find a register and you can take a look. You take a look for yourself. I've got clothes that you can press it.
Ok, vamos olhar aqui.
Number down on that dress, there.
F1363. Vamos ver aqui. Aqui.
Mrs. T. Terrellson, 43 Emerald Street, Westlake.
Ok. T. Terrellson. Taradausen, sei lá como se pronuncia o nome dessa mulher. Bom, vamos lá no endereço dela.
You can drive.
Rua Emerald, 43.
Double time, Rusty.
Hold on, I'm coming. I've got a feeling we're about to meet another wife killer.
You've always got that feeling, Rusty.
Yeah, and it's usually correct.
Please, please, for once, can you not let your assumptions color your detective work?
Just you wait. You're the type to show a particular disposition.
Rua Emerald 43, 12h33 da tarde. Ok. Vamos entrar. Ele realmente era casado. Eu me enganei, mas não tinha anel na vítima. Que coisa.
Hello? Yes?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. Is your wife home, sir?
My wife went out last night and she hasn't come home.
Can you describe your wife and what she was wearing?
We were out at a friend's place, Bobby Ross's, for a party. She was kind of dolled up. She had her green silk dress, open-toed white shoes. Those are her favorite shoes.
Can we come in, Mr. Tarleton? I'm afraid we have some rather bad news. Do you have someone who can look after your children, Mr. Tarleton?
I've been trying to arrange a sitter. Look, tell me what's happened.
I'm afraid your wife was murdered last night. Her body was found this morning. We're very sorry for your loss. I know this is a difficult time, Mr. Tarleton, but we are going to need you to answer some questions. First, we're going to take a look around.
What for? You don't think that...
Procedure. You see to your girls.
Stay here till Daddy's finished talking to these men.
Where's Mommy?
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
We would like Mommy to come home now, Daddy.
É, a menina ali não foi com a cara do Phelps não, cara. Vamos aqui olhar em volta. Bom, tem uma pista aqui no quarto.
Want to hear something funny, Tarleton? Some bums think filling out a missing persons report actually rules an out.
Barron's Bar.
Check if she was a regular.
Já tem o endereço ali. Pronto. Depois a gente vai investigar. Bom.
Wonder why the picture was turned down.
Pois é, né? Beleza. De novo, Barron's Bar.
Barron's Bar again. Someone must be real sweet on this dive.
Pois é. Beleza. Tem alguma coisa lá fora, depois eu olho.
Excuse me, ladies.
Olha, tava chovendo.
Was out in the rain last night.
Pois é. Sapatos sujos de lama. E lá no lugar onde ela morreu tinha lama. Sapatos tamanho 8. A bolsa dela. Oxe, ela nem levou a bolsa. Ela não levou não tinha na cena do filme. É. Bem estranho. Pelo menos ela não passou por essa humilhação. Teresa Taraldsen, 43 Emerald Street, West Take, Los Angeles, Califórnia. Provavelmente foi encontrada bêbada. Ok, vamos olhar lá fora. Tem uma porta aqui, né? É, tem. Tem alguma coisa aqui. Ah, um barco. É o quê? Ah, a corda foi arrancada, cortada. Ah, a corda que enforcou ela. Boa jogada. Vamos entrar aqui em casa. E vamos telefonar aqui para arquivo e registro.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
Can you run an address for a Bobby Ross? Then send some uniforms over.
Would you like him picked up?
No. Suspect says he was with Ross last night. We need to confirm the alibi.
I'll get a prowl car dispatched.
Thanks for your help.
Agora sim vamos falar com o senhor aí.
For the record, Mr. Tarleton, what is your wife's name?
Teresa.
Do you have any idea why anyone would want to hurt your wife?
No. Everyone loved Teresa. She was so full of life. There can't be anyone who knew her.
E a corda que a gente encontrou lá fora?
I think you're lying, Lars. I think you were mad at your wife for embarrassing you in front of your friends. I think you came back here and strangled her and then dumped her body on the hill.
You think I strangled my wife? How do you expect to prove that?
É, a corda ali fora, a cortada ali do seu barco, meu filho. Encontramos tudo.
Your wife was strangled with triple braid rope. The bow line from your boat is a perfect match.
Look, I know this looks bad. I'm gonna have to come to terms with the fact that I let her go.
You said you went to a party at Bobby Ross's place?
That's right, Bobby had a bunch of people over. We were having a good time. She said she was bored and decided to leave.
Tá mentindo.
You let your drunk wife leave the party and go off on her own?
Look, I was angry. I was having a good time. She has to go and ruin it. We always have to do what she wants to do. Last night she wanted to go dancing.
Any idea where?
Where she always goes. Bar down on North Beaudry Avenue. Baron's Bar.
Confirmado o
Goes
lugar.
there, drinks too much, gets maudlin, and calls me. I go and bring her home.
Mr. Terrellson, was Teresa happy at home?
Yeah, I think she was.
Acha?
Spill it, Terrellson. We like the look of you for this, so you better give us something.
We're at the party. She has a few and says she wants to go out dancing. We only have the sitter until 9. I get mad. I tell her to go ahead, but I'm staying. She storms out. Look, I'm doing well at cards. I hardly ever do well. I married her because she was so much fun, but now she drives me fucking crazy.
What time did she leave the party?
About 8:30, maybe a little earlier.
When was the last time you saw your wife?
Around 8:30. Card game at Bobby's was wrapping up. Played out my hand and drove home here. Paid the sitter and went to bed.
Tá mentindo, meu filho.
You're lying, Lars. You didn't come straight home, did you?
And how do you figure that?
As botas ali atrás. As botas ali atrás elameadas.
You were out in the rain. You got soaked, Lars. We found your wet weather gear.
Okay, I stayed a little later than I said. This cute little brunette was hitting on me. Teresa noticed. I was half cut. I walked her home from Bobby's, but nothing happened. I walked back and got the car this morning.
Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Terrellson. You'll need to go downtown to identify your wife's body.
I should have taken her dancing.
In my experience, Mac, you give in to broads, you'll be giving in to them your entire life. Sounds like the Terrellson broad had her last drink at Baron's Bar. We should check.
Appreciate your
the place
time,
out.
sir.
You believe this
Beleza.
guy's story?
Kind of rings true.
Baron's Bar. Bar Baron. Vamos lá. Bar Baron, 12h42.
God damn it all, I have sent a whole of mayo.
Gents, drink?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD.
I'm Benny Clough. This about Teresa Terrellson?
Yes, it is.
I heard about it on the radio. They're saying it was that Black Dahlia freak again? God damn it. You know, I rang that husband of hers. The babysitter said he was out.
If you don't mind, we have a few questions. What time did Teresa leave?
Around 10:30, I think.
10h30. O outro falou bem mais cedo que isso. Verdade, vai.
On foot? In a car? By bus? How was it?
She called for a cab.
Did you get the number?
Sure I did. I like Teresa. The only time she has a drink is when things aren't going so good at home. I was worried about her.
That cherry pie was delish.
Localizar o táxi ali, ó. Teresa T. Yellow Cab
Put out an
3591.
APB on the cab. 3591. Should be traceable. Who was she with? We've had reports about a tall, gaunt-looking hobo. He wasn't here last night?
I get plenty of bums in here, but nothing to fit that description.
Tem certeza que não se encaixa mesmo, rapaz?
The likelihood is that whoever she left here with killed her. Give it up, Betty.
All right, 2 creeps were all over her, promising to take her dancing.
You get a good look at these guys?
Sure. I got a good look. One of them was a sailor in uniform. His cap said, USS Indiana.
And the other men?
The other guy is Richard Bates. He's sitting in the back right now. Red polo shirt.
Any idea where she was headed?
Nope. I didn't get that.
The husband said she wanted to go dancing.
Yeah, she always wants to dance when she's been drinking. She was trying to talk some guys into taking her to one of the dance halls.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Bluff. We'll take it from here.
Hey, no problem.
This is Bates.
That's him.
LAPD. Don't make me chase you, shitbird.
Ah, merda.
The son of a bitch get away.
Que viado. Por que correr, cara? Não é necessário correr, velho.
We just want to talk.
Porra.
Got a ride. Get in and drive.
O cara sai assim do carro como se fosse, sei lá.
I thought you were gonna leave me there.
Who knows what this guy will pull when he's cornered? We could have a killer on our hands.
Se o cara fugir assim, deve ter algum antecedente criminal, não é normal. Eita porra, o que eu tô fazendo, cara? Eita, esse carro aqui é horrível, velho. Prefiro o da polícia mesmo. Tá bom, calma aí. Eita! Furou o pneu dele.
I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Ok. Já foi. Se fufu. O pneu foi para lá embaixo, cara.
Put your hands where I can see them. Okay, Bates. You're gonna answer some questions.
I have a choice in this.
Last night, you went drinking with a lady in the bar. Now she's dead. And your face is all messed up.
I'm in the clear on that. She preferred a sailor. You could lay it off on him. Are we finished?
É claro que não terminamos.
Do you want my partner to sap you? Tell us what we want to know.
She was okay. Drunk. Pissed off at her old man, wanting to go dancing. I thought I'd ply her with a few drinks and get my end away. Looks like your Salty had the same idea.
So what happened when you left the bar?
Sailor boy laid one on me. A cheap shot. After that, I don't know.
Não sabe. Duvido que você não sabe.
You've done time, haven't you, Richard? Is that why you ran?
I'm on parole.
On what offense?
Sexual assault. Look, I was lying there on the sidewalk. He flags a cab and jumps in with the broad.
We're taking you in, Bates.
How come?
Just for a chat. Nice private chat. I'll explain my theory of once a degenerate, always a degenerate.
Take him to Central. He's a material witness in a murder case. Find him a cozy cell.
Richard here knows the drill.
Se fudeu. Ok. Vamos telefonar aqui.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an APB out on a yellow cab, number 3591. Ask dispatch to relay all sightings to car 11K.
No problem. I'll get on the radio.
Were there any incident reports filed in the vicinity of Barron's Bar on North Beaudry Avenue? We're tracking a sailor who was involved in a fight outside the bar.
I can check the reports, Detective. I have a message for you from Captain Donnelly. Message reads, James Jessup, U.S. Navy able seaman, has information relevant to your case. Jessup is currently being detained at Central Station.
Could be our man. Thanks.
Ok, vamos voltar para a delegacia. Encontramos o suspeito marinheiro. Vamos lá.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Oh yeah, Delegacia Central de Polícia, 1h07 da tarde. Nem parece, mas tudo bem.
He's in interview 2.
Ok.
Thanks.
What do you make of him?
Sailor on furlough who looks like he's in trouble and knows it.
Ok. Você tá dizendo isso? Vamos lá falar com ele.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway. We know why you're here, Jessup, so it would be best if you answered our questions truthfully.
I don't want any trouble. That's why I'm here. I heard on the radio about this lady getting killed. I got leave from my CO to come down straight away.
So why did you kill her?
I didn't kill anyone. Look, you need to believe me.
Let's start at the beginning. You went to Baron's bar. What time did you arrive?
I got a 24-hour pass. I got there around 7.
That's where you met Teresa Terrellson?
Sure. We had a couple of drinks.
E o que mais?
So you tried to make a woman who was incredibly drunk?
Look, I'm not proud of myself, but I never hurt her.
You took her dancing?
That's right. Caught a cab to the Crystal Ballroom.
You had a fist fight with Richard Bates over Mrs. Terrellson.
You met the guy? He's a creep. You should take a look at him for this.
He's pointing the finger directly at you, Jessup.
I only had one night before I was back in the tub. He had all the time in the world to look for some action. I belted him. I'd do it again. She was better off with me.
Sure. You're a shining example of chivalry, Jessup. We're holding you till we can clear this with the driver.
Yeah, my CO said as much.
Can you put the guy in 2 in a cell and inform the commander?
Sure, Detective. Got a message for you. Sighting of your disfigured hobo on Grand between Temple and Sunset. And it looks like the Beau has a record, too. He's wanted in connection with 2 female assaults.
Thanks.
Ok, vamos investigar esse sem teto aí.
Okay, girls. Who stole my cigarette?
You can drive. And where exactly
Eu acho que
are
o
we
nosso
going?
suspeito está lá.
I think we ought to investigate the hobo lead.
Well, if you think we ought to, then I guess we ought. 3 suspects in the can and 1 on the hook. And still no hard evidence on any of them.
KGPL to car 11K. 11K, come in.
11K, go ahead.
Patrolman reporting that Bobby Ross's car game is breaking up at midnight.
11K, roger that. Plenty of time to get downtown, though.
It's possible. Have them bring him in.
KGPL, we have Lars Terrellson picked up.
11K, roger.
Acampamento dos sem teto, 1h19 da tarde. Eita, o outro tá com escopeta ali já, vai rolar merda. Ele é o nosso suspeito, eu vi pelo início do vídeo. Olha a roupa dele, mesma roupa. Ele é o cara que matou a mulher.
LAPD, we'd like a word with you.
Save it for someone who's interested. They're fascists. Come to move us on and steal what little we have left.
6 rounds won't get us far.
I need you to stay focused. 7. You need to hold out. How do we do that? Like this.
Vamos lá, venha. Quer fight? Toma aí, ó. Errou! Ai, esses ganchos dói, viu?
What's your name?
Comrade Stalin.
Very funny. We'll find out from your personal effects.
Stuart Ackerman.
You're under suspicion for murder, Ackerman. We're taking you downtown.
You can't do anything more to me than what the Japanese have already done.
Se fudeu. Vamos olhar ali a cabana dele.
The Kremlin's over here, Phelps. Toss it, see what you find.
Uma bolsa.
Ackerman doesn't look like much of a dancer.
É, falaram desse lugar, o Crystal Ballroom. Essa bolsa não é dele não. Olha. Ele realmente esteve na guerra. Onde o Phelps também estava. Olha, uma corda ensanguentada cortada. Olha aqui, rapaz.
Looks familiar. Safe bet it'll match the mark under Teresa Terrellson's chin.
Vamos interrogá-lo na delegacia. Ah, aqui é só um jornal. Morfina desaparecida, a polícia diz guerra de drogas entre traficantes. Ok. Vamos voltar à delegacia para entrevistá-lo.
Galloway, need you.
Keep your shirt on. I'm coming.
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Ele é o nosso suspeito, vamos prendê-lo.
Over here, Rusty.
Bora, meu irmão. Tarado, tá velho, viu? Tá muito lento. Vamos lá.
The husband has an alibi, but no real motive other than neglect. Jessup's alibi checks out. Bates is a recidivist. He'll be pulling the same stick until we put him away for good. Ackerman has history, opportunity, hard evidence. What motive?
We have the evidence. We know she was here. All we need is a confession. We can charge the bum with murder.
Vamos lá. Onde ele tá?
We're going this way.
Put him down in my staff.
I'm at a loss.
Come on. If Ackerman won't play ball, we'll rattle his teeth.
Ackerman, you were in the Marines.
How do you know?
The Corps selected big guys for flamethrower duty. That's how you got the burns.
Life expectancy was 5 minutes for a guy in flamethrower detail. What kind of a government puts weight like that on a man's shoulders?
You'll get no argument from me. It was a heavy load.
You feeling sorry for this smelly fuck?
Vamos lá.
Why did you kill Mrs. Terrellson?
I have no recollection of the people I have killed.
É mesmo? Tem certeza, cara? Encontramos uma corda.
Are you denying that you strangled Mrs. Terrellson with a length of rope?
I'm not denying anything. You have to have proof, lackey.
Claro, a corda ensanguentada que encontramos na sua cabana lá, na sua casa.
We found a matching piece of rope in your lean-to. I think we'll find the blood will match too.
I own no property. How could it belong to me?
Que cínico. Cara cínico, rapaz.
A bus driver dropped Mrs. Terrellson near your camp around 2 a.m. Why did you take her up to the hill?
Which hill? I have many places. I go where I please.
You are clearly insane, Ackerman. The state of California does not execute mental patients.
I don't know the names of the women I've killed, but I've killed many of them. Their necks are so fragile.
Stuart Ackerman, I am charging you with the murder of Teresa Terrellson.
Se fudeu.
A man down on his luck I can abide. But a filthy red who chooses to live outside the rules of society I cannot stomach. Maybe poor Teresa Terrellson will provide the catalyst we need. I've spoken to the chief and the mayor, and I think it's time we send some men in to remove the godless and send them on their way over the county line. A grand day that will be, gentlemen. And a grand result you have brought me. You two are fast becoming my finest crusaders.
Bom, galera, terminamos mais um caso, prendemos mais um idiota, é isso aí. Bom, é isso aí, espero que vocês tenham gostado do vídeo. Gostou, por favor, clica no gostei, são os favoritos, compartilhe. Tá se inscrevendo no canal, se inscreva. E é isso aí, valeu, falou!